Hey preppers, welcome to episode 2 of the new YouTube, don't know what to call it, GlorifyPrep channel. And the last time, in the last video, I showed you that I was using these tools to learn lock picking, and I actually started that around 2005, and they work. I mean, I learned how to pick locks. We were in the Army, so when we go to the field, we would have a challenge and see who could open locks the fastest. And we were opening, American locks. They're not the easiest lock to open, so it was pretty challenging, but we got them open with these tools, and they're very, very cheap tools. I showed you this master lock, and that I had pretty much learned it, even this little tensioning rod. And it turns out what I was doing was I was putting this tensioning rod all the way down here, and you can see that takes up most of the keyway. Get nice and close on that. You can see that takes up most of the keyway. So when I put my pick in, it was actually actuating these front pins, and I didn't even realize it. So I would just reach back to the back, and you can see I'm even leveraging off of that pick there. And I just got into a false set just by doing that. And so what I would do, and I'd learned this lock pretty well, but I would just look for that back pin and try and pull that false set out. Oh, I just set it again. Maybe pin number 3. No, I find the counter rotation. Oh, that felt so close. If I can find that counter rotation that pulls that deep set out. Of course, I told you I learned this lock pretty well. Now I can't get it to go. Oh, see, I'm in that deep set again. And where is it? Go all the way back to pin number 4. See if I can't force it. Never works on camera the way you want it to. The other thing that was throwing me off was because this tensioner doesn't fit in the keyway just right, it could sometimes kick over, and I would think that was the false set. So there, I felt that false set kick in. And then there's just one pin holding us up, and I'm used to it being pin 4. It could actually be something up front, since I'm not feeling that counter. There it is. Ha. And it's open. So all of that to say that using these cheap tools will open a lock. However, I've got some new tools, and let me pull this out. There we go. I've got some new tools, and I did show you the covert companion last time. Beautiful thing about this is that it has a comb set built in. So this particular lock has 4 pins, and it's designed in such a way that the Bible is so deep it will allow you to push the pins above the shear line. Isn't that always the way? You'll feel them go in. Yeah, get right on top of all 4 pins. There it is. And then turn, and it opens right up. So I'm going to do that again, get the feel for it, find all 4 pins. I'm stuck. There we go. Put them, bounce them right on the top of those pins. You can push them down and turn it, and it opens that right up. Now, the issue that I have with this covert companion is that there's no stability here at the leverage point. So I'm really cranking down on my fingers here. You can see these lines in my fingers already. I'm cranking down on my fingers to get that pick to go in all the way. That's the challenging part. Now there is a set of these that are full length, and this is just something to carry around in your pocket so that you have tools with you. But even using like this single pin hook here, going in here and trying to find that and get that leverage point, it's really challenging. So I do have this really nice pick that somebody gave me years and years ago, and this has turned out to be my favorite hook here recently. This is made by HPC, and it's really nice. And I also went ahead and contacted Sparrows and got myself some new tools, some new toys. Can you see these okay? Yeah. There you go. Now these are all different sizes. These are like burly bars. So these are much thicker than these. And this really thin one here is quite flexible. So these are top of the Keyway Tension Wrenches. And then I also got this. This is called the Goat. And this is for a completely different type of lock that I will show you later. I think it looks kind of like Batman. And then there's the Sparrows logo right in the middle there. Really well made, super solid. And I will show that in another video. But the trick with the top of the Keyway tensioning wrenches is you're going to be right in front of the pin here, and you have to find the one that fits that keyway. See, that's way too much wobble in there. You want something that fits in there, is not going to move. That's still a little much, so I'm just getting thicker as I go. These are solid, so these have a little cutout and they're serrated, so they really hold well. This one's solid, not serrated, so it would have the effect of possibly turning out. You could still use this as a bottom of the keyway tensioner like this, but again, it takes up most of that keyway. So the top of the keyway tensioning wrenches give you the ability to really work inside of that whole keyway. And this keyway is really wide open. See, I can get anything in there. So there's still a little wobble in that. One fits pretty good. And this is the largest tensioning wrench I have. Oh, see, that fits in there good. That's just really tight. I'm going to use that. Oop. Clear some of this other stuff out of the way. Top of the keyway tension. And I hold this like this. Now, this might be upside down to some people because this is the top of the keyway, but it's the easiest way for me to hold this. And it was a whole new learning curve because now I could go back to number 4 and I felt a little click out of that. But I've got so much room in here that I'm not levering off of my tension wrench anymore. And I'm going all the way to the bottom of the keyway. Maybe you heard that little click and a little click off of 1 also, which I'm not used to getting on this lock. 3 feels set. Nothing on 4 now. Maybe I overset 1. I'm going to let off the tension. I'm going back to 4. Double click out of 3. See, 2 just went all the way up. And it's a whole new learning curve using different keyways, using a different hook, and it's a completely different feel than what was going on before. So you can really get a feel for these pins now with this top of the keyway tensioner, because you're right on top of the pin, whereas before I was kind of just forcing them up into place, and they were just falling in, and it was working probably because a master lock is so easy to pick that it was kind of like raking it rather than picking it. Everything feels really tight right there. Oh, a lot of give on 3. 4 is solid. Let's play with that a little bit. That's 3. You get to the point where you can feel each pin, and it's much different than, there we go, 4 just went in. And you're right on top of the pins instead of kind of sliding underneath them. Number 1, oh, nice click on 1. 2 feels kind of mushy. 3 did the same thing. Number 4. Oh, there's a click. Funny thing is, knowing that this is so easy to just comb open, that it's frustrating when your picking techniques aren't working, because I could just comb it and it would be open. But that's not the challenge, is it? See, I'm stuck on 4 now, and maybe I'm getting stuck on the side of the keyway. I've just got so much more room to work than what I'm used to. I've heard a pin fall down. That usually happens when you've got like a spool that you push into place because it's wider than the other pins. It allows those pins to fall down. This was not my goal to spend this entire time working on this lock. More to show you the new tools that I got. And the point being that getting new tools does not necessarily make you a better lock picker, because you have to learn the new tools. And it's just as challenging as starting over. Of course, you have that feel now that you didn't have before, so that's helpful. You learn what to feel for. I'm just not feeling it. This is ridiculous. This lock never takes me this long. Maybe I'm using too much tension. The new tension wrench makes a lot of difference. I think pin 1 is binding. And I dropped my wrench. See, pin 1 is binding, and I've never had pin 1 bind before. because I was setting it accidentally with the pick because I had no room in the keyway before. I just realized that you guys couldn't see what I was doing at all. My hands were covering everything. Oh, there. Pin 1 just fell into place. I just got that default set. Let's go back to pin 4. Feels like counter rotation, maybe. No, I think I just overset 4. I lost my false set. Let that fall back down. One is just binding. A whole new world with a lock that I thought I already knew. Let it go again. Try 1. Pin 2. Pin 3. Nice click. Does that mean it's in place? They're all springy now, which usually means they're not set, as far as I can tell. Ah, there it is. Whew. Tell you what, my hands were getting sore on that. That took some time. So I apologize for that. I just wanted to show off the new tools that I got. In fact, I have another one here that I'm going to show in the next video. We might show the goat, and we might show the $1 million pick that we got from Sparrows. The $1 million pick is a pick that Bosnian Bill and lockpicking lawyer designed, and you can see it was a community project. Sparrows took Bosnian Bill and lockpicking lawyer's design and they turned it into a pick, and so I want to show that off next, and how to open up these cheap Chinese locks. A lot of people are having issues with, even with the $1 million pick. So that's it for today. Look forward to the cheap Chinese locks in the next video.